Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. I know, it's been at least a week without a LEGO F1 review, truly a dramatic situation, but don't worry, today we are fixing that with the LEGO City 60493 F1 display truck with Audi F1 Race Car. Last year, LEGO went all in on Formula 1 across multiple teams, especially in City, where we got a full range of F1 cars in different sizes and age ratings. This year so far, this is the only City F1 set announced. Speed Champions already received its Audi entry, and Cadillac is still mysteriously absent from the grid. The box design follows the familiar F1 style we've seen recently, with the truck and the Audi race car displayed on a track. On the back, we get another perspective and a demonstration of the loading function, which is clearly the main play feature here. Let's open the box. The set has 508 pieces, the price is €45 or dollars, and it will be available from the 1st of March. For local pricing and more details, you can check the link below. We get 5 numbered bags in the box and 2 manuals. Here is the part list if you are interested. Now let's start building. We begin with the Audi F1 car, and if this feels familiar, that's because it is. The structure is identical to last year's large city F1 cars. We had the halo, the 4 wheels, and that's basically it. The only real difference here is the livery. Next comes the truck, which is clearly the more substantial build. Right away we see some technical elements being used to create the lifting mechanism for the platform. The front section has some nice part usage for the headlights, simple but effective. The truck gets a nice brick-built engine and also includes the 2026 novelty, the modified 2x6 plate designed to fit 2 minifigures. Behind the seats we also get some additional tools which add more play value. With the doors installed you can see the advantages of the modified plate. The hood uses printed tiles on the sides and the front, and it's attached with a hinge, giving us access to the engine. The rear section features larger doors with some snot techniques around them, and it's quite interesting to see last year's Speed Champions F1 rear wing element making an appearance here on the truck. Here's the roof, that small lip will support it. The platform itself is supported by technical elements underneath, and there are some neat sideways building techniques used in its construction, attaching it to the main assembly, and the whole mechanism feels solid. Finally we add the wheels, which have different decorative details on the front and rear, and the build is complete. For minifigures we get a driver for the Audi F1 car. The torso and legs are the same as in the Speed Champions Audi set, but the helmet design is different. The crew members use the same torso print we saw in last year's F1 pit stop and F1 truck sets. Now, looking at the finished build, I think it looks very good. The color combination already worked well on previous F1 City sets, and it works here too. Placed next to last year's large F1 truck, it fits in nicely. Using generic F1 branding for the support vehicles was a smart choice as it keeps them versatile. The main function, of course, is the loading platform. The product page shows an interesting motion for the lift mechanism, and I have to say it looks slightly optimistic. I'm not entirely convinced it would operate exactly like that in real life, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. You don't often see this kind of setup being used. That said, within LEGO logic, the mechanism works perfectly fine. It's smooth, stable and playable. If you tilt the platform further in a more realistic way for loading and unloading, the car tends to roll off, so you have to hold it with your hand. Maybe my expectations were leaning more toward Technic-style realism, while this is clearly designed first and foremost as a play feature for kids. And from that perspective, it totally works. Aside from the platform, we have the opening hood with the engine, opening cabin doors, space for 2 crew members inside, and some accessories stored at the back. As for the Audi F1 car itself, as I mentioned earlier, it's structurally the same as last year's larger city cars. I was hoping for at least some minor tweaks to reflect the 2026 F1 updates, even if subtle ones, but that didn't happen. And yes, the vertical Audi logo is back. It makes even less sense here, because there was clearly enough space to print it correctly on the same surface. This remains a corporate identity mystery. It's also worth noting that these City F1 support vehicles are not compatible in scale with the more detailed Speed Champions cars. The Speed Champions models are significantly larger, so you can't really mix and match them. When it comes to pricing, €45 or dollars fits within the current F1 themed range, considering the piece count and the size of the truck. It doesn't particularly stand out compared to regular city sets either. I know I always bring this up, but I live here, so in Europe it will open as low as around €35 at retailers, and at that price it becomes a nice addition to the City F1 collection. Overall, this set doesn't reinvent LEGO City F1, but it expands it in a solid and playable way. If you already have last year's F1 sets, this is a nice addition to the lineup. If you were hoping for any design evolution, you might find it a bit too familiar. So folks, let me know what you think about this set. Does it live up to your expectations? Do you want to see more City F1 releases this year? Let's talk about it in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.